And welcome to the Factor Uncensored. Thank you for joining us tonight. First up tonight, a shopper at a Houston Family Dollar choosing to no longer be silent. And you probably saw this on social media after he says he heard a Hispanic employee making racist comments in Spanish. The thing is, he understood every word she said. Chico Dion was visiting the store last week. He says he heard an employee at the register tell another customer in Spanish that black people are always stealing at the store. Here's the moment he confronted that employee.
Man, you got to watch what you say when you say it. Because this is what I'm saying. Because you don't know who speaks Spanish. Yo soy cubano, ¿me entiendes? Pero yo soy cubano.
Okay.
Y cuando habla la gente negra, se habla de mí también.
I was just saying.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you need to watch what you say.
I was just saying.
Okay, I'm just letting you know though. When you talk about people, especially black people, man, watch what you're saying.
Hell of a defense. I was just saying, Chico, I was just saying. It's not clear what the status of the employee is at that Family Dollar. We've reached out to the company for a statement, but situations like this happen all too often. Another woman went viral in 2024 after sharing how she uses a language translator while visiting a nail salon. Is this our America where language barriers are assumed because of skin color and give people freedom to be rude as hell when they think you don't know what they're saying? Joining us to talk about it, Hollywood Lasso, who is Afro Latina, Shanidra Wagner, owner of the Spanish Etc. of Pearland, and who is trilingual, and Chico Dion, who is Afro Latino and also trilingual as well. So Chico, first of all, when you heard what was being said right there in front of your face, because they assumed you didn't know what the hell was going on.
Well, the crazy part about it, the woman in front of me, she knew I spoke Spanish because she heard me on the phone and I had my phone on speaker. So I was talking to a client. So as I'm in the line, her little girl was picking up these she was buying some black tennis shoes for her little girl. And she asked the woman, the cashier, buy some white tennis shoes. And she told her in Spanish, the white tennis shoes are for boys. Then she said, when I open up the box, I put the box behind the counter because the blacks will be stealing them. Now, the woman in front of me know I speak Spanish. She turns around and look at me in the face, and then she dives into the conversation also. And I'm sitting up there holding I'm biting my lip to keep from going off. So I bite my lip, you know what I'm saying, and she burn off. So the little girl behind the counter, I'm trying to talk to her right. I said, let me tell you something. You got to watch what you say because you never know who will understand what. So now she's probably snapping. Did he understand me? So I tell her in Spanish, yo soy cubano. Yo soy cubano. So now she's snapping, oh, he understand me. Now she's trying to justify why she said what she said. So I'm gonna say this now, you know, it took everything for me just to hold myself back from acting a fool. Because my intention wasn't to act a fool. My intention was just to pull her coat. Don't do that because you never know who you offend. See, you see me as a black man, but you don't know my roots.
Right.
You see me as a black man, but you don't know my story.
Exactly. You
don't know our story. See what I'm saying? So that's what I was trying to wake her up to, man, because we coming out different kind of colors, all different shades. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say Afro Latino, because when I say Afro, I identify with Africa as a black Latino, one who speaks Spanish, also French. So I identify, that's why I say Afro Latino. I identify, I am a black Spanish speaker as well as a French speaker. And so I was just trying to pull a card and let her know, don't do that.
And does this surprise either of you that someone would behave like this when they don't realize who you are as a person and your heritage and the languages that you may know?
It does not surprise me because I've often been in situations when people did not know I spoke Spanish and they made comments about me. But luckily they were always positive, and so I would interject or comment and they would be shocked. You know, hablas español? I'm like, yes. But recently I worked a phone bank for the League of Women Voters during the primaries, and I worked the Spanish line. My sorority, Alpha Kappa Omega chapter, AKA, asked bilingual sisters to come.
Got to put that out there.
Yes, we serve mankind. And so I was working the phone bank, the Spanish line. They were calling in, getting information about where to vote. And this little lady called, and once I gave her the information, she asked me in Spanish if the Channel 2 was hiring. I said, I don't know, but I'll find a number. What do you do? And she said, I clean houses and I really need a job because all the N-words are taking all the jobs.
Wow.
And she said it all in Spanish. So I have a camera in front of me, it's live TV, and I knew I couldn't behave. So that was the one time I did the Michelle Obama. I went, hi, and I thanked her, and I even gave her the phone number. I didn't want to tell her where she could really go, and I didn't want to make her struggle out to have a heart attack. Because if I would have said what I wanted to say, it wouldn't have been nice.
And Hollywood, let's talk to you as well. I mean, this is nothing unusual. You've heard and you know for a fact there is a divide between Hispanic community and the black community.
Definitely. I've had to deal with this all my
Except
life.
when there's a struggle.
Definitely. Definitely. I've had to deal with this all my life. When I just begin speaking Spanish, people are just surprised that I speak Spanish. Both of my parents are Colombian. I was born in Houston, so I am African American, but I'm Afro Latina as well because of my nationality. So I identify as Afro Latina. I speak Spanish. I believe that people need to be aware of, that there are many Afro Latinas in the world, people that are Salvadorian, Cuban, Honduran. There are many people that are my skin color that speak Spanish and English. So I think it's just important for people to be aware that, there are people that speak Spanish that are my skin color. We're Afro Latinos. We come from all over the world, Central, South America, and we are Afro Latinos, and we're very proud. And I think it's just about being aware, most of all, being aware of the culture, being aware of the traditions, being aware of our people, most of all.
And Chico, I want to bring you back into the conversation. Is there a huge divide when you think about people of color, especially on one side, the Hispanic community, on the other side, the black community?
I'm gonna say this here. It could be. It could be. I mean, because I've been accepted in a situation. Make a long story short, I'm a mobile mechanic. I go to sell apartments at work, and the maintenance guys there, they'll be trying to run me off. They'll tell me, hey, my friend, you can't work here. But when I tell them, oye, ¿qué pasó? Yo no puedo trabajar acá. Oh, ¿tú hablas español? You talk Spanish? But when I start talking Spanish to them, now it's all right for me to work there. Mm-hmm. And I hate have to talk Spanish to be able to do something. You know what I'm saying? When I'm just talking English and, they perceive me as being non-Spanish speaker, it's a problem. But when I start to speak in Spanish, then they be like, oh, you one of them. You know what I'm saying? You all right, because you speak Spanish. I don't want to be all right like that.
Right.
I have to say, as the first African-American member of the Hispanic Chamber Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Board in Missouri County, and as a bilingual teacher and as the owner of a business where a third of my clients are Hispanic, that woman in that store was speaking for herself. She does not represent the Hispanic community. There is a lot of unity among us. There are problems. You have treasure and trash in every group, and I have to speak up because she doesn't represent everybody.
All right. We want to thank you all for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.